Hello everyone, Xeno What If here. Bring the a preview of new What If called, What If Lupin Meets the Metal Card Bots. Link down description of the fanfiction of this What If. Listen here YouTube. I do not own anything and this is not a scam. This What If has been requested by one of a comment of a YouTuber, and yes, however this isn't going to be the story. Not going to be non-canon from the original My Hero Academia storyline, however inspired by My Hero Academia Vigilante's timeline continuity, alongside this unusual What If crossover is a mixture of My Hero Academia, Metal Card Bot, Venture Bros and Tobot villains. So enjoy the preview of this up-and-coming What If. Chapter number 1, Lupin meets Blue Cop. Location, Japan, Downtown District. Some kind of armored trucks running down alongside police sirens wailing as many bystanders thought it could be some kind of robber, which some people didn't care as much. It could be some common thugs. Location, Japan, Venture Bros. Agency. At the incredible high-tech industries of Venture Bros. Agency. A young man at the age 17 with black hair was learning to ride his bike. This young man name is Lupin Rusty Venture Williams, while also learning to drift with his bike only to comedically fell down on the ground. Lupin Rusty Venture Williams, damn it. I was so close. Lupin Rusty Venture Williams hearing the alarm from his phone as he looked at it and shocked that he was going to be late for school. Luckily it was just a normal day at school. Not like he wanted to go to any hero academy. Lupin R. Venture Williams, crap, I'm going to be late for school. As Lupin R. Venture Williams was pedaling his bikes out of Venture Bros agency. Heard police sirens coming closer. Lupin R. Venture Williams, what's that? As Lupin R. Venture Williams saw a big armored truck was about to smash into, but luckily he dodged. However, his bike did not actually severed any damages, and to his surprise he sees police car to transforms into a robot. Lupin R. Venture Williams walked up at Blue Cop, a robot. Blue Cop, fix it now. Mega Trucker are going to come with me. Nasty armor truck known as Mega Trucker transformed into his robot form and grabbed the tire. Mega Trucker, that's what you like, Blue Cop. As Mega Trucker throwing a tire directly at Blue Cop only for him to dodge the tire. As both Blue Cop and Mega Truck goes hand to hand in combat. As for Lupin R. Venture Williams running back to get his bike, as his Blue Cop kicked Mega Trucker in the face causing flying to crush. However he was still alive. As Blue Cop seeing the young human boy in front of him. Blue Cop, a young human boy. However, Mega Trucker transformed into his vehicle form and as an armor-crushing Lumin's bike causing him to be distraught as Blue Cop transformed into the police vehicle form of a police car she seen after Mega Trucker in his vehicle form. Lupin R. Venture Williams, what have you done with my bike? Until he saw something getting his interest, Lupin R. Venture Williams walked over to see some kind of watch. Sometime later at college, his so-called bullies of a fat-ass blonde teenager by the name Barnes and Amanda's buddy, a green-hair scrawny teenager by the name of Ravi, laughing at Lupin make-believe story of the police car being a robot. Barnes, I get you watch being a hero and not also that you said that you saw a robot that transformed into a police car. And say that you were actually the kid that they're aliens. How old are you? Lupin R. Venture Williams, I know what I saw. I saw with my own eyes. Barnes, oh really? Where's the evidence? Lupin R. Venture Williams, frustrated at his so-called bullies, showing them the phone, the picture of Crush bike. Oh yeah, look what they did to my bike. Barnes, sorry but it more like seems that you might have broken your bike. Ravi, you made up a story about a police car being a robot. Well yeah right, like if you can make an unbelievable story, Lupin. As Stephanie enters the classroom. Stephanie, I don't think he's lying. Barnes, what do you mean by that? Ravi, don't actually think that you would believe for someone who made him a false story like that. Stephanie, I don't think that he would actually make some kind of story like that. Lupin R. Venture Williams, that's right. Stephanie, I'm just probably think he's must be mistaken. Causing his whole life to shatter like glass. Sometime later after with school came to the end. Lupin R. Venture Williams, not even Stephanie believes in me as well. Teo, one of Lupin's friends, walked behind him. Hearing his conversation about transforming robots. Teo, I believe you're about the transforming robots. Lupin R. Venture Williams, Teo. As they were walking back to the Venture Bros agency building that is also Lupin's house, as there was a bit of some duct tape. Lupin R. Venture Williams, what in the world? Lupin R. Venture Williams remembered that one time he countered the two transforming robots, one end up being a police car and the other one being an armored truck, as Lupin R. Venture Williams seeing his father known as Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture talking to a police officer. Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture, look, how the hell should I know? Some low-rec feeling that must have broke it in. Or probably some drunken hooligan. Police officer, well, if that's the case then. Certainly seems that there has been more than just property damage. As Detective Naomasa Tsukauchi walked up to the seat of the crime. Not even saying much, but he could tell that there had been some property damage. Detective Naomasa Tsukauchi, well, it seems it must have been more to just property damage. Normally doesn't seem to be any signs of breaking. Not to mention, certainly seems to be signs of a vehicle being here, so I guess that could be one of the theories of some drunken hooligans causing problems. Lupin entered the massive large laboratory within the agency, where he often helped his father with various projects. As he went to one of the tables, taking out the watch from the back while examining it that was left by the robots examining the device. Lupin R. Venture Williams, to himself, what exactly kinds of mysteries do you hold? Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture, entering the lab, what have you got there, Lupin? Lupin quickly hid the watch behind his back. Lupin R. Venture Williams, well, to be honest, this watch I found it since Drake went two transforming robots actually right into the complex. Like, ones that transform. One was a police car, and the other was an armored truck. Dr. Venture finally turned his attention to Lupin, shock visible on his face. Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture, robots. Transforming. You're serious? Lupin R. Venture Williams, nodding earnestly, yes. I saw it with my own eyes. Attack, explain about the tire markings on property. There's no way that's some trunk in a hook. It would do something like that, not to mention some big footprints. Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture, well, you see, son, Lupin R. Venture Williams, don't tell me. Don't believe in me as well. Dad. Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture, it's not that I don't believe you, thought it's just it's kind of felt made up and sounds far-fetched. I mean, sure, I dealt with my kind of adventures with my dad ever since I was young, and not also that, especially with the Monarch. Lupin took a step back, arms crossed in defiance. He could feel frustration rising within him as his father's disbelief hung heavily in the air. Lupin R. Venture Williams, voice shaking, Dad, I know what I saw. These aren't just stories or some adventure I'm concocting in my head. The tire marks, the footprints, they all add up. Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture, sighing, I understand that, but if you're right about the robots, we need to be extremely careful. If they're truly out there, it could mean danger. Lupin R. Venture Williams, taken aback, danger? You think I'm not ready to face danger? I've trained for years. Hank and Dean exchanged glances, both intrigued yet skeptical about the situation unfolding before them. Lupin felt the weight of his father's caution, but his own spirit flared in rebellion. Teo, who had been quietly observing, finally spoke up. Teo, nodding, I agree with Lupin. If these robots are out there, then it's our responsibility to figure out what they're doing. Henry Allen, Hank, Venture and Dean Venture also popped in, listening while also listening into the conversation. Curiously about transforming robots. Hank Venture, leaning against the doorframe, so, you're saying there are actual transforming robots out there? Dean Venture, perking up, sounds kind of like a sci-fi movie, doesn't it? But if it's real, that's pretty awesome. Lupin R. Venture Williams, turning to them, eager, exactly. I know it sounds crazy, but I saw the whole thing. The police car turned into a robot, and there was this giant armored truck that transformed too. Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture, looking concerned, all right, Lupin, let's assume for a moment that you're telling the truth. We don't know what kind of technology those robots are using. They could be dangerous. Lupin R. Venture Williams, determined, but if they're out there, don't you think we need to figure out who they are and what they want? Hank Venture, Grinning, I say we check it out. There's a chance for some real action. Plus, who doesn't want to see a giant robot battle? Dean Venture, enthusiastically, and we should document everything. This could be great for our channel. Teo, nodding, we could use your watch, Lupin. Maybe it's a key to understanding how they work. Lupin pulled the watch from behind his back, its surface gleaming in the lab lights. Lupin R. Venture Williams, holding it up, you think it could help? Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture, leaning in for a closer look, this is intriguing. If it has any connection to the robots, we need to analyze it. As the Venture brothers gathered around the table, Lupin couldn't help but feel a glimmer of hope. Maybe this was the adventure he had been waiting for. Location, Japan, harbor owned by Venture Bro. Somewhere at the bed in harbor is owned by the Venture Bros. Foundation alongside its welfare to help his dad. Lupin R. Venture Williams, excitedly, we're actually doing this. I can't believe it. Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture, nods, a hint of excitement in his eyes, we're taking this one step at a time, son. But if we're going to do this, we need to be prepared. He walked over to one of the workbenches and picked up a device, handing it to Lupin. Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture, this is a portable scanner. It'll help us analyze the watch and pick up any signals that might be related to the robots. Keep an eye out for anything unusual. As 5 hours passed and nothing showed up, greater as if time was being wasted, Lupin R. Venture Williams looking at the watch and was wondering, however, as the watch glowed and put on his arborist to see did something amazing. Location, Japan, downtown district at an underground temple. The same police car that is the transforming robot known as Blue Cop sentencing the watch activating calling for him. As he revved up his engine driving overdrive to where the watch was calling for him in his vehicle for him driving towards it. Location, Japan, harbor owned by Venture Bro. Lupin R. Venture Williams looking at the watch on his wrist. Still look for the same police car. Waiting and waiting until it was actually 7 p.m. Lupin R. Venture Williams, to himself, come on, I know that you're out there somewhere. Lupin R. Venture Williams, to himself, come on, I know you're out there somewhere. Just as Lupin finishes his thought, a siren wails in the distance, growing louder as it approaches the harbor. The Venture brothers exchange glances, and Lupin's heart races with anticipation. Lupin R. Venture Williams, nervously, that's it, that's the same sound I heard before. Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture, grabs the scanner, let's get ready. We need to be prepared for anything. The siren grows louder, and a figure emerges from around the corner. It's Blue Cop, the transforming police car from earlier. He skids to a halt in front of the harbor entrance. Blue Cop, through a speaker, I've been waiting for you. Lupin R. Venture Williams, stammers, why you have. But how? As Blue Cop transformed into his robot form towering over them. Lupin R. Venture Williams, awesome. Blue Cop, I know that you might actually have some questions. My planet known as Amakio planet was destroyed and exploded. Since I came to this planet I was disguising myself as a police car trying not to actually cause any attention and hurt any of natives of the planet. Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture, why do I get the feeling that an alien robot from under your planet almost sounds somewhat familiar? Lupin R. Venture Williams, Dad, I don't think you should overthink it. Blue Cop, however, there were some of my kind that happened adjusted to the life on this planet that might actually cause harm to the planet. Lupin R. Venture Williams, you mean like that robot truck-like known as what you called him, Mega Trucker? Blue Cop, it seems that you have known his name. That was the one I was trying to pursue. Trying to make you understand that its environment and ecosystem. Lupin R. Venture Williams, well then you don't see much of a bad guy. Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture, normally I actually want to analyze you and learn about your components and specs. Blue Cop, that is fine and dandy. However, we have to actually take care of the other robots like the Mega Trucker that might cause harm to the planet of Earth. Lupin R. Venture Williams, so, what do we do now? Blue Cop, I actually was hoping that you and your family can help me take down the other robots like the Mega Trucker that could cause harm to this planet. Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture, I actually have to think about it. Blue Cop, However, I actually guarantee you that if we don't take down the other robots, then they could cause a lot of harm to the planet of Earth. Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture, that's true, but we have to think about it carefully, and also not to mention my family's safety and not to mention other people. Blue Cop, I actually understand your concern. Just remember that I will always be here to help you guys in any way I can. Blue Cop, and remember that I'm also known as the Metal Card Hero. Lupin R. Venture Williams, smiling, sure, Blue Scarab. Let's do this. Blue Cop, I actually have to return to my other disguises, but I will be back to help you guys take down the other robots. Blue Cop transforms back into his police car form. Blue Cop, remember that my watch will always guide you to me when you need me. Lupin R. Venture Williams, grinning, thanks, Blue Scarab. We'll see you soon. As Blue Cop drives off, the Venture brothers and Lupin stand in silence, the weight of this new adventure settling upon them. Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture, sighing, alright, Lupin. It looks like we're in this now. We'll need to be smart about this and figure out what we're up against. Lupin R. Venture Williams, nodding, I know, Dad. But I'm ready. I've been waiting for something like this my whole life. Dean Venture, chuckles, this is gonna be so cool for the channel. Henry Allen, Hank, Venture, smirking, and maybe we can actually get some real action for a change. Lupin R. Venture Williams, smiling, I just hope we can do this and save the planet. Dr. Thaddeus, Rusty, Venture, placing a hand on Lupin's shoulder, we'll do our best, son. And remember, we're in this together. As the Venture brothers and Lupin walk back to their headquarters, they can't help but feel a sense of excitement and anticipation for what's to come.